The yacht in front of us is a Rockharbour 42S. This is a boat that's built in Turkey. She's presented by Off the Hook Yacht Sales. This is a beautiful boat in a downeast style. There are a bunch of different custom options you can choose from on the inside, but ultimately you're getting a lot of boat for a sub $1 million price tag. So let's go ahead and check it out. This specific model has 2 staterooms and 1 head. So you'll see in the back of the yacht, you have this open cockpit set up. There's seating flanking both sides of the cockpit. And there's also a few different options for some teak tables in different configurations out here. Right here you have a sink. It's actually hidden by a couple items there, but you have the sink. And then you also have a little crew quarter down here, which I thought was interesting. Realistically, I don't think you're gonna have a crew very often, but it's an extra berth if you want it. It's actually a really good sized room. It also makes for a fantastic storage area. You can see the closet over here and the single bed. As you probably saw when I stepped on board, the swim platform is fixed. And then you have this glass door here that opens up into the main salon. There's a large window in the ceiling for plenty of natural light. In here you can see the seating area that wraps around this highly customizable table. If you look right here, it's foldable. You have built-in cup holders, and it's also on this leg that can be raised up or down. And you can also move it left to right, forward and back. So you can set this table up however you want. And then on the other side, you have a TV sitting right here, and then all built-in storage in this area. One of the options you can choose from is to have a galley up, so it's a galley aft layout. Currently there's a small galley downstairs, which you'll see in a moment. So this one has the galley down configuration, but you do have a fridge right up here. You have really large windows that wrap around this main salon, so you have great visibility from the helm. You can see the double bench seat, your VHF radio. This one comes with a Garmin multifunction display. You have the compass forward. It does have an IPS engine setup, so you have the IPS joystick, as well as your throttle control and your trim tab controls. One more thing I wanted to point out, this window can be flipped up, completely opening up the space between this cockpit and the main salon. Obviously, versatile spaces on a smaller boat like this make perfect sense. So like I mentioned, there are 2 different cabins on this boat. Here you can see some of the monitoring systems for the electrical systems. Here's that galley down I was talking about. So you have a 2-burner induction cooktop. You have your sink. There's a larger refrigerator right here, and that lights up automatically when you open it up. That's a nice touch. And then obviously you have all of the storage. And this one doesn't have it currently installed, but it is pre-wired, so you can have a microwave in this space. As you can see, it's basically microwave size. And back here, you'll see where that's pre-wired. So depending on what options you select, you can see you have a bunch of different things to choose from. And forward, you'll find the master cabin. They managed to fit a queen bed up here with some built-in storage underneath. You have the hatch above, great for ventilation or egress if needed. And then you have closets on both sides of the room. You also have your light switches and electrical outlets sitting built in right on each side of the bed. Here's that other closet. And because there are two cabins and just the one head, you are sharing the head. But here you can see the sink. I love the teak-lined floor in the shower. You can see the shower head will clip up right here. And there's that teak floor I was mentioning. And you have a little bench with some built-in shelves. The second cabin is right back here, and these are in an L shape, so you have one single bed right here. You have a second single bed down here. Obviously, you don't have full standing headroom right here. You can't stand up at all. But in the main part of the room, you can fully stand up. And you have storage built in underneath the bed. Now, another one of those custom options I was talking about, if you wanted to, if you have the galley up configuration, you can get this extra space for the second cabin. I'm told they can actually fit a queen bed in here. If they have the galley up, you reclaim this space and you can add a much larger bed, or you could put a settee right here. Honestly, there are a lot of different things you could choose from. You just have to ask. I love how this window can be opened up so you have more ventilation. It really reduces the stress put on some of the AC systems. Typically on smaller boats, the AC systems, they're not as strong as you'd find on a super yacht, obviously. So anything you can do to create a cross breeze and get that ventilation is always nice. They added some really wide and teak-lined decks moving up to the bow. You can see your windlass anchor system. You have the foot pedals for the controls. And in here, you have an extremely large chain locker. And here is the profile. You have a good sized sun pad up here. And here you can see the hatch for the master cabin that is opened. I also noticed they put some really high railings on both sides. I'm always wary of falling in whenever I'm doing these tours, especially on a smaller boat like this. But because of the style and engineering on this boat, these decks are really wide and there's not much fear of falling in. So here you can see the storage that's built in underneath the cushions on each side. And this huge hatch, basically the entire floor, is powered and it will raise up to grant you access to the engine room. There is a more daily accessible hatch over by the door. So here you can see your two Volvo Penta engines. These are D6 IPS 500s. They're 380 horsepower each. You have a top speed of around 35 knots. You can cruise at 22 to 24, and you'll get about 450 nautical miles of range. Additionally, in the future, they are going to be offering an outboard option. So as you can see, you have really easy access to the engine room. Like I said, there's the smaller hatch by the door, which grants you access if you need quick access during the day. And then obviously you have to remove all of the cushions on the side and that powered platform will lift up. So thank you to Off the Hook Yacht Sales for letting me do this tour. Let me know what you thought about this beautiful downeast style boat in the comment section down below. With boat prices these days, I think you're getting a lot of boat for the money. Like I said, fully optioned out, you're typically going to be under $1 million for this one. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next time.